We need to redefine what it means to be a woman. I used to think that being a girl meant being weak, not being taken seriously, being a victim, but no more. Because now I know the power of being in your feminine energy, and being a woman is the best privilege that we can be as women. Being a woman is the most beautiful, wonderful, divine thing that we could ever achieve and dream of. And we need to harness that energy, take our power back, being queens again, because that's what we deserve and that's who we are. And I don't blame you if you've lost touch of being a woman, because we live in a highly masculine world. We live in a world where being in your masculine energy is the most rewarding, because everything is ruled by men. And this is not against men. This is literally our fault, because women, we're the ones that lost touch with our feminine energy. We're the ones that gave our power away. We cannot blame men for this. We are the ones that are responsible. But this is good because we are also responsible for the change, and we can take our power back. So let's get into this. If you don't know who I am, my name is Bianca St. George. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a professional soccer player, but I love self-development. I love being at your highest potential, but also leading your life and owning your life so you can then influence and lead other people by example. So if you've watched my previous video, which I will link on either of these corners, I don't know which one yet, you know that being in your feminine energy is the most powerful thing that you can do. And you do that by optimizing your hormones. So today's video, I'm gonna tell you what are the things that make you in a hormonal imbalance. So what disturbs your hormones? Because your hormones are literally what shapes your reality. Let's say you're high on cortisol, that makes you irritable. Let's say you're high on oxytocin, that makes you really loving and want to give people a hug and being grateful to be in a certain place. So your hormones shape your reality, and you want to optimize it to make your reality look the best as it possibly can. There are a couple of things that affect your hormones, and we're not going to go in extreme details, but I want you to be aware of that so you can start thinking about behaviors and what you do in your daily life that affects your hormones. So I'm going to give you 8 causes of hormonal imbalances. The first one is sugar and refined foods. So let's talk about that. We know that processed foods and added sugar is extremely bad for you, but I don't think you realize how bad it is. It's been so easy for me to cut out bad sugar from my diet just by understanding how harmful it is to my body and how disgusting it is to the whole world and population. Because we all know there's an obesity epidemic right now. Like, we are the most obese we've ever been, and we think it's people's fault, like, oh, they just don't control their eating, they're just fat fucks. But no, it's literally the food industry, Coca-Cola, Nestle, Pepsi, Danone, Kellogg, all these big food companies that control everything. They've literally made products that make you crave more sugar by eating their food, and it's a never-ending cycle, and your body is not made to metabolize those sugars. And what does it do? It literally kills your organs, and it secretes toxins in your whole body, and that imbalances your whole hormones. And that's why diet is one of the most important things to optimize your hormones, because what you eat has a direct effect on your whole hormonal system. And if you want to listen to a powerful video that explains everything that's terrible about fructose, you gotta listen to this presentation called "Is a Calorie a Calorie?" Just go on YouTube and go watch that after my video and you will understand it. Honestly, prepare yourself, because you will be mind-boggled at how sad and terrible this whole food industry is, and how manipulative it is, and how they literally tricked you to become fat by consuming their food, and to make them richer and make you sicker. They did not look out for us. The second one on the list is mental stress. Mental stress is dictated by the cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. Cortisol is extremely detrimental to your health and your hormones because it is not made to stay in your body. So back in the day when tigers were chasing us, our cortisol would get high, right? So a tiger would chase us, and what we would do, we would run away. Nowadays, we don't have to worry about being chased by tigers, but we get cortisol in different levels. Like, you get a stressful phone call, you had a stressful meeting, you had a high pressure presentation. Anytime you feel cortisol, and it's from situations that are not life-threatening. But what do we do when we feel that way? We'll feel like a cortisol boost, but we sit down. But our ancestors did not do that. When they felt cortisol, they run away. So nowadays, just a little trick to know, because I'm telling you all about like what causes hormonal imbalances. I'm not telling you how to fix it. I'm just telling you the causes right now. But I'm gonna give you a little insight. If you feel stress, the best thing to do is to walk it off. And that's why it's a saying, like, walk it off. It's because it's true. That's what our ancestors did. They felt stressed, they moved. So now it's the same thing. You had a stressful phone call, just walk off of it. Just go outside, just get some sunlight, just breathe, or go on the treadmill, walk a little bit, whatever, just move. Don't stay in your chair. That's the worst thing you can do. And what does cortisol do when it builds up and you're not moving it and metabolizing it? It gets stored as fat, and not the good fat, the bad fat. So you don't want that. Nutrient deficiencies. I mean, that goes with our diet. Again, diet is a huge aspect of it, but it's not only the refined sugars, but it's also being deficient in a lot of nutrients. And there's macronutrients and micronutrients. The macronutrients is your carbs, your fats, and your protein. We can all agree that this is totally dysregulated with a lot of people. A lot of people eat too much fat or sugar and not enough protein or whatever. For me, my issue is I don't eat enough carbs. I eat too much fat, and I actually hit my protein count, but I actually track that really well. But I've literally changed my diet, and I've calculated through the numbers. I did the math, and I figured out what exactly the amount of macros do I need to hit every day to optimize my hormones. And I can teach you how to do that in another video. But you need to make sure that you get your macronutrients in check, and you're not overboard on some way and under on the other. And you can also look at your micronutrients, which is your minerals and your vitamins. I mean, I suggest that you do a blood test, but the blood test will help you find out what you're deficient in, and then you can try to find supplements that will help you get back that to normal, because that affects your hormones. Lack of sleep. So I used to think that, okay, I know this list sounds very simple, but do you realize, like, we are so used to overcomplicating things, and we're so used to wanting that big thing, that revelation, like, oh my God, I've never thought of this before. But life is not that complicated. Things are pretty simple. We just make it more complicated. We're looking for something that's complicated to explain our bad mood, because we feel like that would make us feel better if it was something so not as obvious. But sleep is so important, and a lot of people have terrible sleep hygiene. They stay on their phone before bed. They eat way too close to their bedtime. They have caffeine too late in the day. You have so many ways that you have bad sleep hygiene that messes up your sleep, and then you wonder why you're not rested in the morning. Your hormones are all out of whack. If you go to bed looking at all the social media or the news about bad things that happen, you're putting stuff in your subconscious, and then you wake up in the morning with way more cortisol that you need, and then you wonder why you're out of whack and you have terrible energy or terrible mood. Well, look at how you slept. Look at your sleep hygiene. So you need to be better with your sleep, plain and simple, to manage your hormones. Next one, GMO foods. If you don't know what GMO is, it's foods that are genetically modified. So I noticed that GMO foods are real when you buy blueberries at the market. Not organic ones, just regular blueberries, and you eat those. They literally taste like nothing. They don't even taste like real blueberries, because I went home last summer and I went to get blueberries like from the tree. I went myself, I got them myself, I filled my own little cup, and I was like, this actually tastes like heaven. Like, this actually tastes like an actual fruit. And when I come back to my home in the city, and then I go to the store and I buy non-organic foods and I eat them, I'm like, what am I actually eating? And that's a result of genetically modified food. And that's why, like, blueberries that are in the market are like this big versus the ones you get from the tree are super small, because they're not modified. And that's why strawberries, same thing, they're like jumbo, and I'm like, they're jumbo yet they don't even taste like a strawberry. So notice that a lot of the foods that you eat are genetically modified, and that's filled with a lot of obesogens, which is like pesticides or plastic or just toxins in the GMO. You're literally ingesting that. And no wonder your hormones are everywhere and all over the place and not regulated. It's because you eat toxic foods. So I think the first step for that would be to eat organic foods, and then another level would be to go to a farmer's market, and then the next level would be to grow your own garden, but you know, baby steps. But just know that it's worth spending money on $1 more blueberry pint, because you're taking care of your health. And in the long run, if you don't take care of your health right now, you're gonna end up spending so much money to take care of it later. So it's worth spending the money right now. The next one on the list is excess body fat. You have three types of fat. You have your essential fat that you literally have to survive. Like, you cannot live without the essential fat. Okay, it's essential fat for a reason. You need it. The second one is your subcutaneous fat. So that's the fat that's, you can see, that's literally directly under your skin. Like, you need a good amount of that, but you don't want a lot of subcutaneous fat, because usually when you have a lot of that type of fat, you also have a lot of the third type of fat, which is visceral fat or belly fat. That is the fat that is extremely terrible. That's why you don't want to have excessive body fat, because the more fat you have, the more visceral fat you have, and that's the bad fat. It's the ones that surrounds your organs. And that type of fat is literally so alive. It's like a new endocrine organ. And endocrine means like hormone secreting. So your visceral fat, it's literally like a new organ that secretes toxins, that secretes bad hormones, that literally makes you leptin resistant, or that makes you insulin resistant. It's terrible for you because it literally secretes bad shit all the time, and it's literally stuck within your hormones in your gut. And you know that if you want to be in your feminine energy, you want to be in touch with your gut feeling. You want to have good gut health, because your intuition comes from your gut. It's literally connected to your brain. So you want to have that clear for you to be able to trust yourself and trust your deepest feeling, your innermost intuition. But that can happen if you have excess body fat. And I have so many good ways to decrease your body fat, because I am a relatively lean person, and I know that when I have the good ratio of body fat muscle mass, I literally feel so amazing and in touch with who I am, and that is powerful. So if you have excess body fat, you should be concerned. And this is not to scare you. This is just for you to start taking action, because it's not too late. We can reverse the effects of that. And then the last one on the list is frequent eating. So frequent eating is basically you eat often and you never let your body be free of like a lower blood sugar level, because a lot of sugar is really bad for your health. So there's actually a thing about when COVID was happening, a lot of times people got sicker because they would feed the virus with all the blood sugar they had in their body, because the virus cannot survive without sugar. And the people that literally ate so often or ate a lot of sugary foods, they ended up feeding the virus for it to proliferate. So you want to control your blood sugar level. Like, blood sugar is extremely important. We can go in so much detail about that in another video, but you want to eat less often, or maybe compress your window, because you want to teach your body to be able to tap into that healing part of itself. And it cannot do that if it's always high on sugar and also high on insulin. I know maybe those are big words for you if you're not used to them, but insulin is basically the hormone that's secreted to bring glucose into your organs. And if you have high insulin, that disrupts directly your sex hormones. So that's why you want to control your blood sugar, because you want to control insulin, because it controls the other hormones. So everything is connected. So we're going to talk more about fasting in other videos, like daily intermittent fasting, 20, 24, 30, 36, 72 hour fast, and how you can go about that. Like, we're all going to touch that in another video. But I just want to plant the seed right now for you to get excited and start maybe doing some research on your own, and start looking up like maybe how you can optimize your life right now, and try experimenting right now. I'm just giving you the platform for this. And then the other one that wasn't on the list that I feel like we should mention is all the obesogens that we have in everything around us. I don't think they have as huge effects on these ones. Like, these are the main ones, but things that also have an effect, and if you want to truly optimize your health, is looking at the clothes that you wear, the cotton that you have in your sheet. Also, your laundry detergent has so many things. The way you wash your produce, the water that you drink, the soap that you wash yourself with, the makeup that you wear, the perfume you put on your body, all of that has obesogens, just toxins in general. A lot of the foods that we eat, or the things that we clean with, like our products that we clean our stuff with, or the laundry detergent, have a lot of plastic in it. And we're literally putting that onto our skin. And what people don't realize is your skin is an organ. And it also is extremely breathable. Like, what's on your skin doesn't just stay on your skin. It literally gets sucked in and gets distributed through your bloodstream and then throughout your body. So if you put a perfume on your skin, which you're supposed to do, you're not supposed to put it on your clothes. Like, that's gonna just like stain your clothes because of the oils and stuff. So you're supposed to put perfume on your skin, right? You put it on your skin, and it literally goes through your skin and to your bloodstream, and literally you don't know what's in that perfume. That is not regulated. It could have so many toxins, and I mean, they do have so many toxins. It's a fact. We just don't pay attention to that. And you put that onto your skin, and then it literally distributes to your body and like spreads it. And then you wonder why your hormones are out of whack. Like look at all the little things that we do in our daily lives that fuck up our systems. Even our deodorant, like so many things that we do. So I'm just putting it out there for you to be aware of it. I don't have all the solutions right now, but that's literally what I do every day, is learning more about it, and I'm happy to share what I learned with you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful. I hope you're getting excited, because we're literally going to get so much more into it. And yeah, I can't wait to talk to you. If there's anything you want to put in the comments that you want me to address ASAP, let me know, because I like that I love when people comment on my videos. It's so helpful. It inspires me, it drives me. And if you want me to keep doing the things I do, like show it to me. Like I'm gonna keep doing it regardless, but we're in this together. Like we're empowering each other, and we're gonna make progress faster if we know that we have each other. Okay? I love you so much. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in a new video really soon. Mwah.